I've recorded a video for every day for about the past 340 days, and this is how to stay consistent. The long story short is just make the bar lower. Make your standards lower. That's the truth. If you go back to the videos that I started doing in January of this year, they were horrible. And the videos today, they're still not amazing. Many of them are still really shit. There's actually, in March, I think there's a video of like an 11-second clip of the ocean because I didn't have time to record anything else. But my only criteria for success is actually recording a video. Most of the time, those are at least somewhat decent videos and I try and put effort into them. Over time, I've improved the videos a lot, but I started by I wanted the consistency in place first, because that for me was always the hardest part. It was always the missing piece. And so I just started by what is literally the minimum output is just record a video. Like fundamentally that action, it doesn't need editing. It doesn't need anything fancy. It doesn't need microphones. I have a phone. In my case, I hired somebody to help me because I basically wanted somebody to help me upload it. And so I don't think about stuff, but if you don't have that, you can still do it really simply without any fancy editing and things like that. The thing that you have to do over time though is you have to slowly improve. And so you have to try and make better videos. And when you have your first 100, you can analyze the top 10 and understand what did you do well, analyze the bottom 10, what did you do wrong, and then avoid those, flip that and kind of improve on the points that you did well. And so basically identify 2 or 3 things that you do in every single one of those top 10 videos and do that for every single video, and your averages will slowly move up. And wherever people stopped watching on the bottom 10 videos, don't do that. One of the things I realized, for example, is sometimes I take really long to get to the point of the video. I will take 30 seconds or a minute to get to the first point. Whereas nowadays I'm trying to really shorten that. And so I started this by saying, I made videos for 340 days. I recorded for every day. If you want to be more consistent, just bring the bar down, which is the entire point of this video. It is unbelievable how many times I have tried to be consistent with things and failed. And the biggest reason is because I set the bar too high. If you set the bar really high, sure, you have a great habit, whatever. But if you fail that habit more than 2 days in a row, I think that's really the threshold, then you lose momentum immediately. Atomic Habits speaks about this a lot, but the other part is I move around a lot. And so great habits are often based on the environment that you're in. In my case, my environment moves. I'm in Lisbon today. I was in London a week ago, and now I'm trying to settle more in one place. But over the past 2 years, I've been constantly traveling, and that hasn't been great for my productivity. It does, reduce the amount of habits that I can have, but in order to maintain the habits that I do have, because I can't have environmental cues, right? Like I can't have my toothbrush every single time in the same bathroom sink because my bathroom might change. And so if I want to stay consistent, I have to try and make the habits really simple, like so simple that a moron could do it, because that is the only way that I make it so easy that it is so hard to fail. How can I make it humanly impossible to fail? Like how can I make it really hard for somebody to just fail at it? If they just complete a really simple instruction, it's already done. Like you pick up your phone and you record something and it's done. And you'll see at the start, I used to do these handheld videos and they were awful and the audio was bad and I would ramble all the time. But hey, I did the thing and I just kept doing it. And then over time, I got better and I improved it, and I improved editing and I improved thumbnails, and I got help for that because I didn't want to take the burden on myself because I knew that I wouldn't be able to do it. If you can't do that, just create systems. You want to create systems where over time it gets really easy. That's what I'm working on now, right? I want to create a system of how I can easily come up with ideas, how I can present them, and I want to create more valuable content. I'm trying to improve things, but at no point will I ever sacrifice my ability to make it really easy. I'm focused always on trying to make it the easiest thing possible, as simple as humanly possible. What is the most basic unit of output that you can do in order to complete the habit? Whatever that is, you should focus on doing that, because as soon as you have that, it is a base upon which you can build massive towers. But the consistency in and of itself, for me at least, it was always the biggest struggle. I'm really grateful that honestly I got really frustrated because I wasn't ever consistent with videos, and then I just got to a point where I was fed up and I committed to this thing daily. When I started, I tried to record many times. I tried to start and I failed and I stopped and whatever. I hired my editor actually in October, and you'll see from October to January, I made like 3 long form videos because I wasn't consistent. I was meant to record one every week. There was meant to be like 10 or 12 videos. I completely failed at that. And so I got so fed up. I was like, okay, I don't care how bad the videos are. I want one every single day. That was the transformation that essentially happened. That was one of the greatest decisions I have made. And consistently the greatest decisions I've made have been when I commit to an extremely simple form of output, but just in a massive volume. Volume and consistency come hand in hand. And there's also focus. Like I don't commit to doing other things. I don't want to commit to a tweet every day, to a LinkedIn post every day, to a short, a reel, a TikTok, whatever. I don't want to commit to anything of that. Myself personally, I only want to commit to this. And the reason for that is if you split your focus, you make it easier to fail. It's really hard to fail if you just have one job to do every day, one single stupid simple task. It's really hard to fail. That's the entire point of, I think, my 2 cents on consistency. It's just make something so stupidly easy and have so few other things that you need to do on a daily basis that it's really hard to fail. And I think with this kind of mindset, you can make pretty much anything a consistent habit. I record every day and I try and read comments. So ask any questions you might have in the comments.